October was beyond generous to the team, producing several encounters with world-class bucks. The early cold fronts paved the way to the harvest of several of them. Brandon Witten closed the chapter on his #1 target, a buck he calls Buster, at just 5 steps. Jimmy Michael experienced his first successful bow hunt, tagging a solid 8-pointer and starting him along the path to a lifelong addiction. Josh Honeycutt took an ancient Kentucky buck, capitalizing on the first cold front of the season.
What just freaking happened? I can't even believe that. I don't even have a clue what deer that is. It's just a big old deer. Never seen him in my life.
Grant Noble's surprise buck appearance was a welcome high on the new Permission farm.
What is that?
The 2021 pre-rut far exceeded expectations. The bucks willingly participated in the rut's qualifying rounds, leading to sightings and harvests for several other hunters across the country. Even though the majority of the month was good, the final days left us with anticipation of the days to come. To cap off the streak, Owen Riegler performs a curtain call, harvesting his target stickers on Halloween Day.
Down right there. I said it today. I said round 2 for stickers. He won the first one, but round 2's my round.
Like a child hopes for more than one Christmas, we wish November was 2 months long. We spend our off-season planning for it. We hoard our vacation to ensure that every possible second can be spent on stand during the best week. We wake each morning before the alarm and fall asleep with the vision of rutting bucks, a happy distraction. We place ourselves in high-odds locations where we thrill to think of arrowing an unsuspecting buck. We are all well aware that the clock is ticking. It is time for action. November's first sunrise finds Lee Abraham in a southern Iowa tree stand for the first time of the season. Although he is an Iowa landowner, the fact that Lee lives in Louisiana limits his time on the farm and thus the number of quality sits in the tree. With this knowledge, Lee has decided to focus his effort on what he believes to be the best time of the year to catch a mature buck on his feet during daylight. 350 miles to the southeast, Stephen Walridge is also making his first sit of the year.
Stephen and Clayton here this morning at our home farm in Indiana. Nice and chilly. We finally had our first cold front. These leaves are really holding, so we found a scrape line here right next to our soybean field. We still haven't taken the beans out, so the deer are coming through here real hard. We came in and put this set in yesterday. With the way the winds and stuff are gonna be, it's gonna work out perfect. We're kind of tucked back in this corner. It's gonna be really nice. It's November the 1st. Hope everyone had a good Halloween. We know we did, and we're ready to see some big deer. So, like I said, this cold front has really got them moving. This morning at dark, we did notice on the one camera that big 8-pointer has been coming in. So hopefully him, or maybe even some other deer that we don't know of. But they're starting to move. So stay tuned, and we'll see how this day goes.
Brett. Oh, he's behind your deer. You get another arrow. He doesn't know.
That big 8 decided to come in just a little before 9 o'clock. he stayed out in the bean field a little farther than what we thought. We figured he would hit this scrape line. We had one tree limb right here that I nicked, shot the arrow up, went right over his back. So he ducked in the woods. Maybe we'll have some luck. Maybe he'll circle back around for us. Whew. Talk about getting your heart, but he is tall. He's a big deer. Made me sick. We're gonna stick it out and see what else happens. Maybe he'll come back, maybe something else come out, who knows.
While Stephen experiences the highs and lows of bow hunting, back in Iowa, Lee Abraham reaches for his rattling antlers to break the morning silence.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice buck. All the way at the rock line, there's deer running everywhere.
Despite an action-packed sit, Lee's hunt ends without the rush of a shooter-buck encounter. While he heads back to the drawing board, Stephen Walridge stays optimistic, hoping that a second opportunity will present itself.
He's making a scream. Is that him? Yeah. Oh, that might be a different one. Shooting over here on my left again. He's gonna come out here straight ahead. He's going down, buddy. Right there, buddy. He's down. That is awesome, guys. That's what we're here for. It is November 1st, and I just killed a giant. We put in the set yesterday at noon. We had a big scrape line coming in right here. We knew they were hot in here. I literally, 5 minutes ago, just missed that big, tall 8-pointer. I popped the tree limb. I was devastated. Did you not? A freaking buck comes in right there. And we thought it was the 8-pointer coming back. Nope. It was this giant that we've never even seen before. He quartered away right here. I barely slipped it through those tree limbs right there. We wanted to be in nice and tight in here. I wish we would have cut a little bit more back, but hey, that's part of it. We've got a giant on the ground, guys. This Hoyt freaking laid it to him. Laid it to him. He's hurt. Whew, man. Yeah, there we go, guys. Right here he is. He didn't even make it out of the field. A good one right there, guys. That's what we do it for right there. The mainframe 10 with the split G2. He come in just on a string. I grounded at him. He was ready to fight. If you guys aren't out in the woods already, you guys probably ought to start moving that way, because
It's on in Indiana. They're getting pretty rowdy. You see this guy, he's been breaking stuff off and whatnot already. So November 1st, it's probably the first deer I think I've ever killed on November 1st. Most of the time I'm either later or earlier. So we put a lot of hours and work into this show and to make it good for everybody. So we're not big paid celebrities or anything silly like that, but we just enjoy hunting. We enjoy showing our hunts to other people and maybe give people some tips and tricks and share what we got, So anyways, we're excited. We're gonna get some pictures and see you on the next round. Clayton will be in the hot seat next.
Stephen is not the only one hoping to take advantage of the first morning of November. Jared Mills is also in the stand, looking for one of his river farm targets. Despite a slow hunt, Jared climbs down and pulls a few cards, revealing the long-awaited return of the legendary buck named Marino.
So, this is funny. Both times we've had him in daylight this year, either myself or Mike has been in that pinch stand. That's crazy.
A 120 miles to the southwest, Owen Riegler heads to his stand.
All right, we're back with you guys. Let's see, it's November 1st today, about 3:30 probably. This is the coldest weather we've had all year. It's 38 degrees right now. We're back in that same spot we hunted 2 days ago after that wide 8. So another thing, Joe's got his bow today because he really likes that old buck we filmed 2 days ago. He named him the Caribou Buck. So if that deer steps out, we're gonna try to switcheroo. And I'll film and Joe will shoot. He'll be the shooter. I'll be really surprised if we don't have a heck of a night. It just feels really good. It's the right time of year. Too much stuff going for us. Got about 3 hours to set in here. Wish us luck. Yeah. Well, that was a weird reaction. That was our boy Lightswitch right there. He's a long ways from where I expected to see him. He was going to cross that. There's a good crossing right there he was going to cross, and I don't have a shot back behind there. So I thought my only choice was to try and snort wheeze at him. And he turned around like he was interested in it and he came back up. But then he didn't see another deer here, so I don't think he cared for that. I thought he was coming back in, but he's a pretty buck. I'd have tagged out on him, no doubt.
After his target again escapes, Owen is not optimistic for the remainder of the evening. Back on the river farm, Jared's afternoon hunt brings only a few distant sightings, far from the supposed magic November is supposed to herald. Owen's hunt also ends without an opportunity. Wisconsin, also on the evening of November 1st, Elliot Schellppfeffer heads to the woods looking to fill his first tag of the season.
Well, it is the afternoon of November 1st, and me and Elliot got back out here this afternoon to the Big Woods water hole stand. There's a water hole in front of us here that we dug during the summer, and the reason we're here tonight is because the White Rat 8 for the past couple weeks used this almost every single day we got him on camera. This is his core area that we believe, so that's why we're in here tonight. We are in between two big food sources, the foundation field here to our north, and then another turnip field here to our south. So we do believe that we have a really good shot of seeing him tonight. Elliot also does have his bow. This isn't exactly what we believe to be R2's core area, but it is November 1st, and these bucks should be cruising, so you never know what's going to come by. It did warm up a bit today. It's in the low 40s right now with about a 12 to 15 mile an hour west wind, and that's supposed to stay pretty consistent throughout the night. So it's about 2 o'clock now. We got in here plenty early, we feel. So we're going to sit tight and hope the deer start moving.
Shoot him, Elliot. It was low and back.
Oh, we just had a buck come in. That's a new buck that we just started getting pictures of. We thought he was a mature deer, and he looked like it when he came up. He kind of came in out of nowhere, and he was quartering away pretty hard. I think the shot front to back was really good. I think it was just a touch low. Elliot's seen it better than I did, and he said probably a liver shot, and he's bedded down maybe 45 yards from us, but I can't see him. But we're gonna sit tight here, obviously, for a while, because I'm assuming he's not gonna move for a long time. So he's a nice deer. We got a lot of really good trail camera pictures of him recently. I'm just hoping the shot was good enough. It was a full pass through. I don't see my arrow, but I guess we're just gonna wait and see what happens here for a while. So fingers crossed.
280 miles to the southwest, Brandon Witten is set up over a large bean field.
Good afternoon. I switched from this morning locations. I'm at the bluff now. I was at the cow farm this morning. Seen our target buck, and I think he was just pushing does last time I seen him. I'm not sure, but kind of had a sneaking suspicion he may have winded me when the wind was dying off. It was kind of swirling on that ridge, so I don't think he did though. I think he was just pushing does. But tonight we're targeting that big 9 or that big 12. That 9 I've had encounters with a couple different times here at the stand, so I did switch it up tonight. I got Mr. Bucky with me, decoy. So these deer like to hit this field and then go right out in the middle of it. They don't really stay along the edge or work the edge. Even though there's a scrape line along this edge, I think the bucks are hitting that in the morning from what my trail cameras are saying. But we'll see. It should be interesting. I can't wait to see how this turns out.
The bean field quickly fills with deer. Unfortunately, the majority of them stay out of bow range. Despite late movement, Brandon's evening ends with a last light encounter with what he thinks is a shooter buck. Brandon packs up and begins to plan a strategy adjustment. The next morning in Wisconsin, Elliot Schellppfeffer takes up the blood trail.
Let's go. Oh my God. Well, we finally got to him. This is a deer that we really had almost no history with. We started getting pictures of him maybe a week or two ago, and we have no idea where he came from. But we knew he was in the area, and we knew he was on this south side of the property. So we went in with the expectation to the water hole last night that we would probably either see him or we would see the white-racked 8. And we seen a lot of bucks were coming through, just getting drinks and then keeping cruising, and he was one of them. Came in just before 4 o'clock, so it was really early. I made a marginal shot on him that I wasn't thrilled about by any means, but I'm glad that that he did expire and that we found him this morning. Probably my biggest buck so far, so I couldn't be more thrilled, and thanks for watching. Sweet November, baby.
Good morning and welcome to November. It seems like a lot of years on the first day of November, I'm saying. Finally it's here, but this year it's more of a I can't believe it's here.
This is the primary area that Chubbs comes in and out of. Sometimes he goes out in the alfalfa, sometimes he goes up this ditch into that turnip plot. So my goal today was just to get back on this ridge where I could look over this.
You guys aren't out in the woods already, you guys probably ought to start moving that way, because it's on in Indiana. They're getting pretty rowdy. You see this guy, he's been breaking stuff off and whatnot already. So November 1st, it's probably the first deer I think I've ever killed on November 1st. Most of the time I'm either later or earlier. So.
Well, that was a weird reaction. That was our boy Lightswitch right there. He's a long ways from where I expected to see him. He's a pretty buck. I'd have tagged out on him, no doubt.
The first day of the long-awaited month brings highly anticipated action for some, but for others, the day slips away without ever showing its potential. That is the unfortunate nature of the beast. The action can flicker like a lantern in a storm. You can often go from 0 to 100 in only a moment. We press on knowing that rarely does one poor day follow another. Even though we can't stop time, at least for now, we will wake each morning with the knowledge that we are once again chasing November.